What's up, guys? Welcome to Grease Lightning Reactions. This is the beginning to my overall thoughts slash vlog section of my, my Japan video. So before this, I start with this and I start showing some footage and stuff like that. My initial plan for this trip was really to vlog the entire time. I'd never done it before, and initially it started off that way. The thing is, so I brought a terabyte hard drive with me. I brought my phone. I was going to record all of it on my phone, and then I was going to offload onto that hard drive. But we forgot to bring our travel computer, which is a little laptop which could hold at least a terabyte on there. So unfortunately, I had to work with only 32 gigabytes of memory, and I couldn't really, I probably could have uploaded online or something like that, but a lot of the time things were really shoddy and I didn't know if stuff was working properly. So instead of taking the risk, and I'll talk about it later, but honestly, I felt like the vlogging interrupted really what I was doing. And I just wasn't comfortable. I feel like I shouldn't have just gone in and started vlogging with this one trip, because it takes a different kind of person to do that. I don't know. I'm super self-conscious. I couldn't really get myself in the right state of mind, looking around all the time. I was holding the camera real low and shit like that. So, yeah, this is going to be the first couple days, I think. I think it's going to be the first 2 days. So, this is going to be going to Japan, arriving, not really showing the hotel and shit in this video, but just what we did in Akihabara, and then I'll interject in between just the stuff that I didn't get on vlog. I'll talk about, but yeah, I mean, I had a blast, and I'm sure you guys can tell. I also want to give forewarning that the karaoke, I'm just gonna put all the karaoke we did in here because I thought it was fun. It was really bad, but it was fun, and I thought, if you guys, if your ears start bleeding, you can just swing right past it. But yeah, the first 3 days I have some good footage, and then the rest of it, I did tidbits of video, and then I'll probably fill in some of it with pictures, because I took a lot of pictures, and I'll talk about the stuff, and then I'll kind of talk over it. So without further ado, this is the beginning of the video. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Alright, guys, this is the night before we actually get going to Chicago, which is where I'm going to be flying out of. Really stressed out. Just found out that, I was calculating my days. I have a bunch of pages of notes ready for this trip, and I find out that there's 3 days where I just don't have anything planned right now, and I'm like, oh shit. And I get an email from one of the companies that we signed up for Robot Restaurant from, and they're telling us that we can't get the time that we want, so I'm having to refigure this shit out, and this all happened the day before. This is why you do things far in advance and make sure you know what the hell you're doing. So now I planned that day out with the Robot Restaurant because we got to get there on time and shit. It's alright. I had to get one piece tower fit in there because we hadn't really done that, and I was like, okay, what am I doing? But I think it's gonna work out. I think a couple days where we don't have anything really planned is actually gonna be pretty fun. It'll actually be a little more natural instead of kind of touristy, because the way I have it set up, it's a little bit of a breakneck pace most of the time. I'm hoping we can slow down. I think we're gonna omit some things just because if I notice that it's just going crazy, we're just gonna get rid of some things that weren't really high on our priority list. It's hard enough planning this stuff, man. Oh man, let's see if I can get a good night's sleep. They always tell you to get a good night's sleep before you actually have a flight, because it makes jet lag worse if you freaking not sleeping the day before, because I'm not gonna sleep on the plane. You guys know about my back pain. That's not going to happen. So I'll better get my sleep in while I can. Alright, guys. Let's go and do it. I'll see you guys on the other side. 6:30 now. Going through O'Hare International Airport. Took about 5 minutes because there's literally no one here. It's 4 a.m. Flight's at 6. On time, thank God. And this place is actually pretty nice if you've never been here. The walkway. This is the guy I was talking about in my Gundam videos. You guys all knew right away who it was. Yeah, same friend. Known each other for ages. He's already been to Japan once. He knows how to read more Japanese than me. I know more Japanese words than him.
Somehow we'll figure out what we're seeing.
So we should survive, but I'm not sure. It is very likely that we will get lost the first day, and I will totally be recording that. Okay? Finally on our way. He's super anxious. Doesn't like flying. Got about 11 hours till we, till we get there. There's a lot of Japanese happening right now.
Only lasts for 8 hours.
But yeah, looks like I'm gonna try to sleep. I haven't slept in the last 24 hours-ish, so
You had
quick
those
20-minute naps, like 4 of them. That doesn't count. And if I don't, I'm gonna be miserable. So yeah, I'll see you guys when we land. We've officially landed. Finally here. 11 hours. Next to no sleep. But I'm already starting to feel energized just looking outside. It's so different already. But yeah, gonna end up getting our train stuff together. Gotta figure out how we're gonna get to our hotel, get some Wi-Fi and get some food, and then hopefully we can find our way. Long journey. Not too easy. Just recording this incident of some superstar that is just taking pictures with random people. Okay. Alright guys, we finally are in Japan. Got on to our first train / we're on a monorail right now.
Ocean lake thing.
Yeah, we kind of were freaking out a bit. It took us a little while to even find where we could get Wi-Fi and our JR passes, the rail passes. Actually registered and got Suica cards. But it seems like we're on our way to the hotel if I don't screw up the rest of it, because he doesn't know, I don't know. I have things written down, but it's just going to be luck and our freaking ability to navigate places now. We really need to shower after that long.
I've been sitting here for 11 hours.
Yeah. All right. So we have done with the checking in. Been walking around for a while just through the streets. We're on our way to Akihabara just to get some food and stuff from Don Quixote. It's like a all-purpose store, general store with a bunch of pretty cheap goods and stuff. We figured we'd get some food from there for breakfast.
Show, don't tell.
Yeah.
Let them see it.
And we're gonna eat dinner here, and that's pretty much it for today. We're kind of freaking destroyed from all the traveling.
I'm having trouble standing up.
Yeah, so light day today. I'm kind of freaking. I was just telling him, it's weird that this is the first time I've ever been in a country where I don't have any way of really communicating at times. Like, we were at the train station right outside our hotel, and the guy that was speaking to us was just straight speaking Japanese, and I heard keywords like the station names and stuff like that, but nothing else. And I was just like, yeah, okay. So he could have completely said or done whatever, and I would have been just like, okay. Well, that was strange. But yeah, we are, this is Akihabara right here. We're full day.
Pachinko. We can play the new Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, Pachinko.
Never will I ever play.
We'll have a full day here tomorrow.
It's a singer.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a singer over here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to go back to Google Maps, so I'm gonna stop recording now. Alright. Alright, so we're in Don Quixote now, and we found a bunch of weird stuff. And honestly, I don't know where it ends. Knockoff Frieza. If you as if someone wants to dress up as that. We got freaking giant radish man. Dress up your kid as that for Halloween. We got freaking Trump face. We got full Goku, Frieza heads. We even got Ultimate Muscle. They go that Shida no Joe. Hold on, where was that? Yeah, they literally have. Yeah, I'm gonna flash this really quick, but I don't know if you saw that, but it kind of needs to be censored otherwise, so I can't really show you. But like, such a great like marketing and so like, yeah, all the beards you can imagine. Like, this store is literally like, we're about to leave just because we're so tired, but I think we've only seen like half this store so far. Japanese people, it's just crazy. It's just like, there's literally no end in sight. No end in sight. Alright, so we're back in Akihabara now. We're in a figure store. Literally has everything you'd ever want. Like, they have an entire rack of Natsume figurines right here. If you want one piece, they have way, like, okay, got an entire Kuroko and no basket. Actually, some of these figures are the ones that I tried to order before, but they don't have the Aomine I wanted. Fate, every like fan-made thing you could, like Lelouch in a suit. Oh, no end to figures in here. All right, so right now we're in Animate. It's pretty much an anime everything store. Every floor has like right now we're on like there's a bunch of Gundams. We've got like these capsule machines. Like, it's really surprising because every single one of these floors has a lot of like the currently airing shows, like a bunch of merchandise for those shows that like I feel like have yet to prove like they deserve that stuff. But you know, you're seeing like keychains, lanyards, folders, posters, figures of that stuff already. It's kind of crazy. It is packed actually. Like, this is probably like this is really small aisles. Probably like 2 aisles per area. There's a little bit of everything in here. Like, look at all this stuff. Like, Sakura Quest already has stuff in here. Of course, ReZero, ever popular. We got, I guess this is more upcoming stuff over here. So you can see that. The people ducking away from the camera, looking underneath it. But like, you know, like the weirdest kind of figures. Like, they got a giant ass Gundam up there. Of course, you know, Japan, all Japan, all kinds of stuff. But overall, I think it. Oh my! And of course, these people that I just see everywhere, and I don't know why. I mean, they've got some things that I really want in here. Then there's just like kind of roll eye worthy, like those banners up there, anti-comment. But they've got some stuff from Durara, all kinds of stuff actually. I definitely think it's worth a visit if you guys ever do come to Japan. This place is, there's like 8-9 floors, all with different kinds of things. There's a card floor, DVD, video game floor, literally anything you want. So this is a must go to for people that are, you know, anime fans like us.
just stumbled into Evo Japan, where there is some crazy shit happening. We're just eating lunch, and we noticed some posters for Evo Japan, and it is awesome as it looks. Like, we got some announcers over there. Crazy.
ですよね。まあいろいろと歴史がある2人ですね。はい、組み合わせというと思いますよね。はい、早速なので試合の方の準備をしていただきたいと思います。さあ、青選手のコメントでも言っておりましたけれども、思い起こせば2年前のエボリューション、WCG2012 と世界大会準優勝経験もあるのが青。はいね。見ていきましょう。開幕からリターン重視の動きをしていきます青のアルファ。しかしやはりこの下段シャープな攻撃で攻めて緩めませんのみ。バルコニーをぶち壊して下の方のプレゼン重視だったんですけどね。あっとやばいよ。このアメリカがやはり踊りました。はい、ほぼゴールの状況であります。うまいさ、安定に読み切っているのみ。どうでしょうか。時間でもか。わあ、さあ、レイン状態だぞ。どうだ、どこまで出るこれは。大きいドライブキャンセルスクリュー。ダメージが起きてる。うわー。しかものみの反撃が的確すぎるですね。
It's insane. We're inside the Sega arcade right now, and this place just smells like smoke. It's crazy. But there's so much room. We just found the studio machine. Plays blue downstairs, and everyone's super competitive here. We have no idea what we're doing. We don't know any of the controls. Hey, who cares? This is the stuff that's just not available. Everybody's saying, everything's moving around over there. It's crazy loud. I'm sure it comes through in the video. Dude, the city, he only gave it a week.
How do I get this to start?
Oh, he doesn't even know how to make it start. The crystal. Throw the crystal.
I haven't touched it.
Okay.
That's like a point card or something.
Push every button. I have, so we can't even make the game start. We'll figure it out. So we're in Super Potato right now. You can see the marks on my head. We're playing the Virtual Boy. They got everything that's old in here. Mega Drive, like just tons and I don't even know what is this. A little bit of everything. Famicom games. Plushes of every Mario, like there's literally Kirby everywhere. That Famicom, this Virtual Boy, it's literally like 3DS technology before 3DS. That's freaking insane that they came up with something like this that long ago. I don't know how worthwhile this store is for most of us though. Like I think a lot of these games are like region locked, unless you have to buy one of the systems here as well. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't know when region lock started.
Yeah, I mean, they still region lock, right? I think the Switch was a big victory that they've made it non-region lock, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
But some of this stuff might have been too old to be able to be region lock.
Yeah, like Dreamcast shit all over the place. I don't know. All right. They're walking down the streets in Akihabara. For some reason, the roads are closed for all the pedestrians. This didn't happen yesterday. So there's just people like sitting on the ground. Probably some people sleeping. There's people taking pictures. I don't know. There's some kind of event here. So yeah, I don't know what's happening. But we're on our way to back to the Evo, Japan Evo. They're doing Guilty Gear next. My friend really wants to see that. We're gonna chill, sit down for once. We just got back from Mandarake. It's like a ginormous, really tall building with a ton of stuff on it. You know, of course they had figures from all kinds of different, well, I was getting to that. From all different kinds of like American stuff. You know, you got Marvel,
Thanos figure.
Thanos. Oh my god, my eyeball. Holy crap, there's something in my eye.
There's one for Quiet too. Quiet the Sniper.
Oh yeah, they had like Snake and Quiet. Pretty much every anime I could think of. A bunch of Gundam stuff. We walked down one floor. We ended up in the Dojin section. Of course, you know what was there.
They had Daki.
Walked straight through there. And then went straight down. Straight up. They have floors for like DVDs and videos and stuff, but of course we weren't going to get anything like that. We can't really get manga since we can't read any of it. There's really no point. So yeah.
A pretty picture.
And yeah. And this place with the Evo is actually where we were eating lunch. So, which is crazy. I just saw a poster and there's people ushering others in. And we went in, it's like, sure enough, they have announcers. They have tons of chairs. They had like, they were handing out Red Bull everywhere. I don't know. Yeah, they're sponsored by Red Bull. But these girls just opening cans and handing them to people. Of course, they didn't offer us any, but whatever. I'm not mad. All right.
I don't know. Okay. There's no use with all your gimmicks. So check this out. Lucky damn structure on your compromise. The noise comes, we're ready to battle. What about laying it down for the jam and hypnotize? Read the line that covers who's the real sucker now. Something Japanese. Whoa. Some point I don't know what we're doing. Wait, we gotta do it. Let's just wait for the. We say whoa, whoa, whoa. Database is living in the database. Whoa, whoa, pictures cranking in my head. And the addiction of my world still spreads in the database. I'm struggling in the database. Whoa, doesn't even matter if there is no hope. As the madness of the system grows, cracking the key for the real clue. Mass redemption rating on, but we know we've been longing for this. Cutting out the plot and preview. Drop the rebel sound, shut the system down. Reveal the never found now. More still Japanese shit. Okay, let's damn all from big hairheads. Yeah, you get damn all from big hairheads. I did not know. I didn't even know that was a lyric. But it doesn't matter because we're at the good part. Database, just living in the database. Whoa, your vision's cracking in my head. The addiction of my world still spreads in the database. I'm struggling in the database. Whoa, it doesn't even matter if there is no hope. I say whoa. Oh, it's still going. This is the long version. Oh man. I really got to put a warning in front of this. They're terrible. Is this the end? It's still going. There's no lyrics. That sanctuary has to be one of them too. Something from the calculator. Database. Get damn all from big airheads. Yeah, get damn all from big airheads. Get damn all from big airheads. Yeah, you can get damn all from big airheads. Database, just living in the database. Whoa, all of pure fiction's cracking in my head. And the addiction of my world still spreads in the database. I'm struggling in the database. Whoa, doesn't even matter if there is no hope. As the madness of the system grows. Database, just living in the database. Database, just living. Whoa. Pain and the pleasure all come together. There is no reason why. The pain and the pleasure all come together. There's no reason why. We can do the gun moment next.
What kind of moment?
Oh yeah. I get the feeling down below. It's coming back to take control. It's like a fire, a stranglehold. I feel like I'm a criminal. One criminal, two animal, three typical, four breakable, five I can't fight it, six I can't fight it, seven I can't fight it. So I hide it. People falling into the seven deadly sins. Something Japanese on screen. It's got the There's no reason why. The pain and the pleasure all come together. There's no reason why. Alright. End of style. Opa. Oh. Start soon. It's actually on. Did you push it? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. Raise your flag! Kono kagiri, kono kagiri, kono kagiri, Hito izaka, itsuka no mudaga.
I need to read better than I
Under pressure, you're waiting for direction. Going on the road without your mind. All misleads they give, ignoring our decisions. Killing yourself, your soul we have inside. I don't know. We can struggle and muzzle the world before it fades away. Raise your flag, koe no kagiri, koe no kagiri, koe no kagiri, Kitsuka, no doubt. Come on and raise your flag, so just raise your flag. Down the deck, go, keep going city, I can't really fast enough.
Good thing we picked the TV size.
Raise your flag. I can sing that.
I thought it was frag at first. It's gonna be man. Like this is like the light version of super light version of Shibuya Crossing. The Akihabara Crossing.
This is probably nothing.
That's why I said super light version of Akihabara Crossing. And into the back alleys.
So the other thing I wanted to discuss is I want to go a little more in detail to Akihabara, into Akihabara, because a lot of our time was spent in Akihabara, because whenever we had time off between like visits, we'd get done with we had a lot of trips outside of Tokyo. And we'd go out and then come back, go out and come back. And whenever we had time, we'd go back to Akihabara. And then we looked around a lot. And I love Akihabara. The one place that I'd 100% want to visit again if I wanted to go back to Tokyo, because I feel like I've seen most of the things I want to see in Tokyo, but Akihabara is always going to be there. I'm going to always want to see that. We never went to a maid cafe, which was the original plan, just to see what would happen. My logic was really, if I'm going to go to a maid cafe, I want to know what the hell they're saying to me. And that wasn't going to happen. They had... If you're walking down, you will see tons and tons of girls in different cosplay outfits handing out flyers, asking you to come to their cafe or something, or their themed store. So there's really no end to it. I mean, you could look up and you'd see like a maid like waving you in from like a balcony and shit. Like you saw that stuff all the time in Akihabara. So there was a huge opportunity to do so, but I didn't really feel like doing it, first of all, and we kind of chickened out. So no real like impressions of that. I'll also say just the general feel of Akihabara. After, when I initially saw Akihabara, I was like, okay, there's going to be a lot of tourists. This was my initial impression of like what Japan was going to be like. There's going to be a ton of tourists. We're going to always end up meeting someone we can talk to, because that really what happened when we went to Akihabara. You saw a ton of people, and the streets were always packed there. So really, that wasn't the case. When we went outside of Akihabara, you didn't really find many people, and a lot of the locations we went to didn't have many tourists, so it gave the wrong impression. So every time we'd come back, it was like, oh look, other like foreigners, or like you'd see a few when you went to like the temples and stuff like that. Of course, there's gonna be foreign people there, but it seems to be the huge aggregate was in Akihabara. So just the general feel of that place was pretty different. The other thing I want to talk about is really the figure stores. A lot of you guys are going to go there and be shocked probably about how many figures you can get. It's crazy, and the prices are really good comparatively. But I really want to emphasize Liberty Figure Shop, okay? This place was so much better than everything else. This and one of Mandarake, if you can go to Mandarake and you can find like I did, it wasn't the Mandarake in Akihabara, but we went to a different one and they had like discount shit, and it was like, oh my god, like stuff that hadn't been opened. And I was like, wow, how are these crazy prices? But when you first enter Akihabara, it's really tempting to go into the first place you see with these glass cases with tons of figures. The one I show in the video is that first one we walked into, and I was blown away by how much there was, and I just assumed the pricing was the way it is. But then we went to Liberty, and I was like, wow, this is like way more affordable. The same stuff is like a fourth or fifth of the price that you saw in the first store. So you don't want to immediately go on a spree. You want to go to these places that you may like, I'm just saying, like, if you go to Akihabara, it is very tempting to spend right away. Do not do that. Go to Liberty and then spend. That's what I'm saying. Or Mandarake. And I think you'll be better off instead of these more one-off stores. We also went to Ami. I'm sure some of you guys order figures from there. They actually have a store in Akihabara. Though I don't think the selection is as good as Liberty or Mandarake, but it's there. And it was interesting. I didn't know they would. I thought it was just a website, but they have an actual store there. I'm not someone who really buys many figures, so I'm not really well versed in this stuff, but it's there. And then I want to talk about the Sega arcades. The Sega arcades, like I said in my video, the first thing you have to get over is just the smell of smoke. The thing is, when we first went there, neither me or my friends smoke, but you see signs everywhere: no smoking, no smoking, no smoking. And then you just go inside and just floor on floor and floor and floor. There's just ashtrays everywhere, and that's really the main thing that really turned me off from that place. But overall, it takes a little bit to get into things. Like if you go into one of these places and you end up challenging someone like I did, you're gonna get crushed. I played the Gundam Versus game against some people, and I was dead, 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 dead. No one is gonna give you any time to learn anything. So really, the best way, like the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to play like solo games, or if you're really well versed in those games already and you know how to play, sure, go ahead, of course. But I have found more fun in playing the really quirky rhythm games. That one I showed you guys in the video with the guy with the gloves, they have special gloves to help them, like, I mean, they're not special gloves, but they especially bring gloves so they can glide around these machines and get better scores and stuff. So, you know, a person will walk in, they'll pull out their freaking glove out of their pocket, and then they'll just start jamming out. And I was like, this is crazy. I don't even know how you can register thoughts that fast. It's just insane. I highly respect people who can do shit like that. It's crazy. My personal favorite machine was this circular, like, round thing. It's rhythm. I stayed in the rhythm section the entire time. I mean, we played some Dissidia, we played some theater rhythm, but we didn't play much else. And then we played like all the rhythm games we could. Big fans of rhythm. I'm not really good at rhythm games. My friend is really good at rhythm games, but this drum thing was amazing. It has like freaking 10 different like buttons on the sides, 10 or 8. I don't even know how many there are on the top of my head, but you had to hit them like in six. So you're like freaking going crazy. All of the arrows are going all over the place. You gotta hold this and then you gotta swipe that shit and go swipe that way or that way. And oh my god, like, you get so much into the rhythm. It was crazy. I was like doing like freaking Attack on Titan's main theme and shit, and I was doing stuff from Monogatari, and the only like downside is really the anime songs that I really wanted to play weren't in there. You know, I got to play some stuff I wanted to do, Yakuza. I got to do like freaking what's that? Some of the music from Toho is really good. So I mean, there's certainly good songs, and I discovered some really good songs, but that was my only really misgiving, because the majority of it's like a lot of pop stuff and, you know, stuff that I wouldn't be familiar with. There was another game where you like hit, like, it was like almost like a bongo drum thing, but you could always also move the thing and shit like that. And that rainbow game was crazy. I was really bad at it, but it was crazy. So repeatedly went back to that place. You know, 100, you just put 100 yen in, just keep going, you get like, I got like 4 songs with 100 yen, you just keep playing. Literally, you just spend like half an hour there for like $3. It was freaking crazy. It was a blast. It was so fun. And that's why every time we went to Akihabara, we would at least go once to the arcades, play a little bit, go somewhere else. The other thing was the Evo tournament. If you guys don't know, Evo is that like the biggest fighting tournament of the year, and Japan was having their own fighting game tournament. We just waltzed in here, and we saw so many great matches. It was great to be part of the cheering, and the announcers were getting so hyped. I couldn't understand what the hell they were saying. There was a lot of inside jokes that we did not get, but we got to see some Blaze Blue. Not Blaze Blue. We got to see some, we got some Tekken, and we got some Guilty Gear. I think those were the 2 things that we watched. And of course, I mean, the level of play was insane. It was just cool to just randomly stumble. This trip was the story of stumbling into things, and those encounters were always my favorite things. Sure, you guys saw the karaoke. About karaoke, we thought it would be completely easy. You know, you pick a song, you sing, all right, you're done. We walked in there, and they sit you down. The guy who was talking to us didn't know a lick of English. And he just, you know, I don't blame him. Of course, I'm not saying like, oh, he should have known English. I'm just saying, in our situation, we're like, what do we do? It's like, this guy was, you know, he was calmly explaining something to us. He kept talking in Japanese. I'm like, you know, I was picking up on some words. I'm like, we're trying to motion to things. Like, how does this work? We eventually ended up calling him, and I was just like making the, I don't know what to do signal. And he's like, all right, you pointed there. He's like, the mics are over there. The volume's over here. He didn't say any of these things, but we kind of figured it out. they had like tablets, and then within the tablets there was different ways to change between languages, and then after we get the language change, we couldn't find our songs, and we were in the artist section. We wanted to look up specific songs, and then I found Linkin Park, and you heard how shitty I was at that. I can't sing whatsoever. It's hard to imagine I had a solo in a musical, right? Yeah, I was shocked too. And then of course, like I'm saying, the problem I had with the karaoke was every single time we got they'd have the English on the screen, right? And then when they got to the Japanese bits, they didn't have any English subtitles, like how it would sound in English. So it was really hard for us to sing those bits. My friend can kind of read Japanese. Like, he can read it, but sometimes it was so fast that he couldn't even read it. So that was my only big thing. And sometimes I underestimated how much Japanese is in one of these songs. I only remember the English bits, like the best bits of it that I really had attached to. That's why we really looked up Men with a Mission, because I was like, all right, significant English music, we could probably sing it, and we really like those songs. So that was our like kind of our mindset there. So yeah, that was awesome. And then the last thing, the food of the first few days, we had the ramen. That's pretty much all we ate the first few days, because it was so good. That first time when we went to go get ramen, it was hard to figure out what to eat because there's so many things around. But it's really simple because what these ramen places really end up doing, basically they're fast food places, but they're like a billion times better than fast food. They'll have these kiosks outside of their shops, and most of the time there will be an English button in the corner, and you just push the things you want. You add all the stuff you want. You print out the ticket, you hand it to the person, you sit down, they give you a water, they give you your chopstick, they might give you a tea, and then the food comes to you, you eat, you simply chat around, and you leave. It's a great atmosphere. It feels really homey for some reason. I don't even know why, but just like, when we went, there was a lot of tourists there, of course, but, sometimes we'd be later at night, and we'd, the business guys would be coming around, and like a different mood in that time, and then sometimes we'd see families come in, large groups of high school friends. It's just really cool experience to see overall. Unfortunately, the other thing that we really, really wanted to do was, for food, was sukiyaki. I really wanted to do the Nabe Shogun thing. So that didn't happen. We just couldn't find the place, and it was going to close at a certain time. We were past that time, so that's why we ended up eating ramen again, of course. And then the other two things, right next to Akihabara, there's a really, really big electronics store called Yodobashi Camera. That place has so many things on it. It's like, I think that Yodobashi Camera has like, what is it, like 10 floors or something. I mean, they're pretty big floors too. But to us, the main floor, we couldn't really figure out any. There's a lot of floors that we didn't really care about. You're gonna look at the electronics. It's cool to see state of the art. Like, they had a lot of really fancy schmancy freaking computers. But that, we weren't really interested in that. We went up and we kind of looked around, and we eventually found like the gaming section. Of course, we're freaking nerds, so we spent a lot of time there. But keep in mind, there's some really good food in the 8th or 9th floor of that Yodobashi Camera if you do ever end up going. And that's where I had okonomiyaki. I had like some really good pork. I don't even know what it was, but they have a huge aggregate of a restaurant. There's signs there indicating what they have, but almost all the food except sushi, I'll talk about that later, was phenomenal. I'm just not a sushi guy, but yeah, Yodobashi Camera, for us, that we did make a few pit stops to the camera stores, just because a lot of it was different. The gaming sections were different. We'd find like there's a lot of Dragon Quest 11 around. It actually made me really hyped for the game, just seeing it that many times. But they had a ton of, they had a bunch of stormtroopers out of nowhere. They had like, they had a statue of Dark Souls, like the main knight from Dark Souls 3. They had a bunch of kids there playing these like scan card games. There's a bunch of shit to do there. So the Yodobashi camera was real cool. The other thing that was huge for us was Don Quixote. I showed you some footage there. It is a very reasonably priced, everything you could need store. We got our chopsticks there, we got our plates there, we got our snacks from there, we got our breakfasts, all our breakfast foods from there. Those hilarious costumes, like there's so much, like it's really tightly packed. It's like almost seems suffocating sometimes just because of how close everything is and how small the aisles are. But that place was always awesome to explore because it always felt like you couldn't find everything. And we just kept going back whenever we needed more food. And we always came back just because there's so many different Don Quixote. Like every place had a Don Quixote. And we could reliably go there and get whatever we wanted. So if you're going to Japan, keep that in mind. That's your stop. That's where you go to get a lot of your stuff. And yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I probably talked for a little more than I wanted to, but yeah, Animate, Super Potato. Oh yeah, I should say a little bit about Mandarake. Mandarake is not just a figure store. It has multiple levels, and I think 2 or 3 of the floors that we went to had they had like anime figures. They had like freaking what was it called? Like Power Rangers and Marvel stuff. There was an entire floor of figures for that. They have like a book section, a DVD area, that doujin section with the raunchy stuff. But I also found some interesting like fan fiction with like One Punch Man cross Dragon Ball Z. You know, some Dragon Ball Z doujins in general, which just talk about what if scenarios. Like, it's all like, there was a bunch of fan fiction there, and I was really interested in that stuff. I would have bought that, but of course it's all in Japanese, so it didn't really appeal to me. But of course, that's the floor where if you get off on the people on the elevator will just stare at you. They're like, oh, you're going to that floor? Oh, I know what you're doing. But when you get on that floor, and you look into those aisles with all that stuff, people just mind their own business. They're there for a reason. You know why they're there. You're there too, right? It's just like, okay, I mean, I'm not gonna blame them or like judge them for that shit. I was being judged hardcore when I got off on that floor, but the other people on that floor aren't gonna say anything to you, or they're not. We were never like looked at in a weird way most of the time, I would say. Like, there was a few times when we looked like stupid foreigners. Like, like we had no idea what we were doing, or like we were in, later we'll talk about it, but when I was in the yukata, we got so many strange looks. And that elevator, that one time I had like, it was crazy. But yeah, Mandarake was really good. Animate and Super Potato were a little bit of a letdown because I just couldn't find anything that was for me. But for other people, it may not be. So yeah, that was our first couple days, very eventful. And I had, that was by the second day, I was pretty comfortable. The anxiety that I talked about when I first landed pretty much went away by the second day. And I started to enjoy things, and I was like, kind of like, okay. I was comfortable enough to ask people if I need help, or, like, how do I get here? And, it really calmed down by the second day. And then from then on, it just took off. Like, I can't tell you guys how much fun I had in this trip. I mean, I will tell you about it, but yeah, this is just going to be the first part of the video, the first couple days. I talked for a long time, but that's why I'm separating these videos out. I did make like overall impressions of my days when I was there, but they were like 10, 15 minutes long, and they were taking up so much memory, and I had so little to begin with that I can't really give you the one when I'm sitting in my hotel and I do my I did that for 2-3 days, and then I was like, oh shit. My phone was like, all right, you're almost empty. Like, on memory. And I was like, I need more pictures, and I need a few more videos. So I'm going to delete these, and I'll just talk about it later. So, yeah, there we go. That's my impression of Akihabara. Great place. Went back repeatedly. If you're a gamer, if you're into anime, which we are, it's a great place for you guys. Of course, I can't say of course, but it wasn't my favorite part of the trip. But it was a good touchstone to always have. It was really close to our hotel, so that was awesome. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for part 1. And I'll say, maybe 1 or 2. I don't know how you want to say. Day 1 and 2 of my Japan trip. If you have any questions about Akihabara, I'm more than willing to answer in the comment section. If you have any questions about like stuff in my videos, fire away. Or you want to tell me what your impression of Akihabara, things that I may have missed, all that kind of stuff. All right, guys, onward to part 2.